Welcome all participants to the event safety and information video for this weekend's Max Adventure Race in the Blue Mountains National Park at Glenbrook. Really looking forward to welcoming you down on Saturday for the event. Before we get started, we'd like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the traditional custodians upon whose land we will be meeting and pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. The first thing I want to quickly touch on is the event program for this weekend. The event program contains all the information you need to know about how to get to the event, where the parking is, what time you need to be there, and all those types of things. So if you haven't already, I recommend having a good read of the event program. It is attached to the email that this video was attached to and is also available under the latest news section of the event website. I'll try to keep it brief today, but there are some safety things we want to go over for you. The first thing is that adventure racing is a team sport, so you will all be traveling in teams of two. Therefore, if you get into any difficulty out on course, your first point of call will be your teammate. Provide any assistance to your teammate that is needed. If you do need further assistance, you can either grab another team that is traveling along the course and send them further along the course to a marshal point or a transition area where they can radio in for assistance, or there are some emergency contact numbers printed on your map and other paperwork. So if you need to, give that a call and then we can initiate the appropriate first aid response. For all teams on Saturday, there will be times where you are either travelling alongside or crossing roads. These are roads within Glenbrook National Park itself, but they are open to the public and could have traffic travelling along them. You will need to stop and give way to any vehicles when crossing the road. The vehicles will not give way to you. When travelling along any of the fire trails and things like that as well on the course, they can have cars travelling along them, so please make sure you ride in single file, stay to the left, all the normal things you would do when riding on the road. There is some road work going on within the national park during the week. They are then opened up over the weekend, which is why we're able to hold the event on Saturday. But you could come across, especially on the Oaks Fire Trail, quite a large fence with, it looks like it's all closed off and not open. That is to stop cars going in there. Pedestrians and cyclists, i.e. yourselves, will be able to access that area. So keep an eye out for that on the Oaks Fire Trail. That'll stop cars. It's not there to stop foot traffic or bike traffic. Speaking of mountain biking, when you are mountain biking on this course, please ride to your ability. There are some sections of single track, and especially in the later part of the single track section down the bottom of the Oaks single track, it can be a bit more technical. However, it's a lot of fun and very achievable for the vast majority of you. If you are someone that's a bit less confident, there are opportunities where you can stop, get off and walk short sections to avoid the more technical aspects of the course. That will only be for a very short section. When you are traveling along those single track sections, please keep an ear out for any teams, especially faster teams coming up behind you who might want to get past. If they come up, they'll probably ask you, move over, pass in when possible, that sort of thing. Let them pass. That then gives you the opportunity to ride at your own speed and not ride outside your ability, but also allows them to have a good free run and you can follow their line. Following a more experienced rider is a great way to learn which lines to take through the corners and things like that. So I recommend taking that opportunity as opposed to trying to ride faster to keep them behind you and potentially riding outside your ability and having an accident. Also on the mountain bike tracks, there will be other users as well. The area is quite popular with mountain bikers and will have mountain bikers in there on Saturday. Same goes for them. If they want to go past, please let them pass. They have as much right to be on the trails as you do. So stop, let them pass, and let them enjoy the track as much as you are. Also, when you're on the mountain biking sections on this course, you'll see some directions on your map indicating that you should only ride runway on certain fire trails and only ride runway on the single track area as well. That is to prevent any riders riding up the single track. So generally the arrows indicate that you're going downhill when you're on the single track and uphill when you're on the fire trail. That is designed to help traffic all move in the one direction, all the teams move in the one direction, and as I mentioned, to prevent any riders going up the single track when they should be going down. So please follow those directions on your map. Speaking of your map, there are some sections on the course that are out of bounds. They are marked in pink on your map. You are not to travel through those areas. Any teams traveling in the out of bounds areas will be heavily penalised, so please make sure you avoid them. For you classic course teams on Saturday, we will be using the Gorge, Glenbrook Gorge again this year. That is a section of the course where there's no real marked track, and you need to make your way through the gorge, rock hop in, making your way through as best as you can. We will ask that you wear your bike helmets when completing this section. So you'll need to take them with you on the run to the gorge, or for those of you doing the kayaks before the gorge, you'll need to wear your helmets when doing the kayak to take them with you. So please make sure you wear your helmets, your bike helmets, when doing the gorge course for those classic teams. I'll reinforce that on Saturday morning as well. The weather for Saturday does look like there could well be some showers around, and there's quite a significant amount of rain potential in the coming days as well. So that means the course could be quite wet and slippery underfoot in certain sections. So please take that into account and be prepared for some showers on the day with your planning. Bring a rain jacket, extra warm clothes, things like that. Despite it potentially being cooler on Saturday, you need to make sure you carry plenty of water. We recommend at least 2 litres per person. You could need quite a bit more than that if you are going to be out there for a long period of time. Remember, there are no aid stations or things like that where you can fill up with water. You will need to carry everything with you. On Saturday, you'll need to be wearing footwear at all points on the course. That includes when you are kayaking. No taking your shoes off for the kayaking leg. You must be wearing shoes when kayaking, please. The gate into the national park will be open for participants from 7 AM. So from 7 AM you'll be able to come down, park. Please follow the directions of any parking marshals for areas where the park, and then come on over to registration. We will be able to give you your race bag. If you don't have the appropriate National Parks Pass, you will need to pay the park usage fee. That will most likely be at the gate as you enter the park, but if that is unmanned, there are parking machines located within the park where you'll be able to pay that park usage fee. For you novice course teams, especially for those that haven't done this type of event before, we highly recommend coming along to the Novice Tips and Tricks session, which is held before the start, where I'll run through the course and explain what you're doing and where you're going. So make sure you check the event program for the exact time of that and come along to that on race morning. Otherwise, we look forward to seeing you all bright and early on Saturday for our terrific event. Thanks very much.